Well, as always, there's distractions. I had to fix the weed whacker. So this time I just adjusted the fuel to air ratio on the carburetor, I guess. Once again, I'd just like to tell you, don't be afraid to try stuff on your own. I have sent chainsaws and weed trimmers to, oh, it's gonna rain now. I've sent them before in to get fixed, only to find out the guy didn't know how to fix them. Sometimes we, and that's okay. Sometimes we put people on a pedestal and think, okay, that's the guy that can fix it, not realizing you can probably do it yourself too. That doesn't mean that every mechanic can't fix something. Gotta pick my words here carefully because they get twisted a lot. What I'm saying is that you're also capable of doing a lot of stuff. You just gotta look it up online. So in this case, really, in order to make a motor run, you need the right ratio of gas and air. So if the gas is good, and you need a spark to blow up the gas, if it's good, I just changed it. I also put a new fuel filter in the weed whacker because it wasn't right. It just sounded like it wasn't getting enough gas and it's getting too much air. So then something's obstructing the gas flow. Sometimes if you have a fouled spark plug, it also won't run right. So that's why I decided to change it. We've used it quite a while. Thought I'd get a new spark plug for it. That and the filter made no difference. Air filter would be another one, but in this case it's actually getting enough air. It wasn't getting enough fuel, and you can tell that by running it on half choke. So a certain amount of air can go into the carburetor. Carburetor is where the magic happens. The fuel and the air mix before going in the engine, and by closing, or by putting on the choke, you're actually closing the amount of air that can get in, and then it would run better. So in other words, it's getting enough air, it's just not getting enough fuel, and that's why I thought fuel filter. That didn't make a difference. Now this time I played around, I thought maybe the carb is dirty, and it still might be, but I figured, you know what, I'll play with the screw first, and the screw on the back adjusts how much fuel gets in. And I played with that, and now it runs perfect. So I don't know, did it get bumped? Did it just go out of adjustment over time? Or possibly it's just getting a little gucked up in the carburetor where the fuel squirts out, and not enough is able to squirt out. That'd be my guess. But for now, at least it's running again. The boys are using it every day to cut some hay so we can feed fresh grass to the calves until we get this pasture done. So the fence is here now. Oop, I'm throwing you around. The fence is here now, but we got to put some more posts in, and then we'll string the wires. Hopefully get started on that after the rains are done, maybe next week. And then the calves can go outside. But right now they're cutting grass every day. It doesn't take very long, and bringing it in. And also the pigs love eating this grass. So this is sustainable for now. It doesn't take very long to do, but long term, obviously, we would rather bring the grass, or bring the animals to the grass rather than the other way around. Another thing we've got here, we've got a septic tank behind the bunkie. The guest house, there's a septic tank in there. Now the grade is quite a bit higher over there than here, and I would like to run a line in here. Plans are, this is going to be our milk house, so we're going to have milk house water here, of course. We're also going to put a toilet underneath the staircase, so that way for the shop and for the barn, if anybody needs to use the toilet, they can. That all needs to pump up that way, and the way we're going to do it is that it gravity feeds back. So the barrel here will have to be large enough to hold everything. Then we'll pump. It'll dump into the septic. When we're done pumping, I won't put a check valve in it. Whatever's in the pipe will run back into this pit. So the pit has to be significant size. The reason I do that is so that it doesn't freeze. It won't have anything in this line. It'll always be empty except when it's pumping. We had the similar design on our farm in Saskatchewan, actually. After the septic tank, it pumped out into the field. That was a normal thing there. And same thing, it was on a slope, so we would pump, and then whatever was left would run back into the pit to keep it from freezing. And that actually sprayed above ground, ran away into the field. It seemed like a really strange system, but it was normal over there, and apparently totally legal. So anyway, here though, we're going to put it into a pit. We're not going to just dump it on the ground. So that's something I also need to use the laser for. I don't know how much fall I actually have here. I know that that is considerably higher than this. You can see that. Inside here, we're going to get this ready for a milk house. I need a drain in the floor. That drain will also run to this pit here, same pit that we'll use for the toilet. All that stuff will go in here, and it can all get pumped to the septic tank. Then over here is where the cow is actually going to be. So this is a wall. I'm going to put a solid wall in here, and then there's going to be a 3-foot alleyway to about this line. so that I can walk up to the front of the cows if I want to. These little sticks that I stuck in, this is the gutter for behind the cows. This is the end of the stall. She'll poop and pee in the gutter here. So this is what I want to get formed up today. And then once that part's done, we'll be pouring a concrete walkway here. I'm going to have sand stall, so no concrete. I do need a concrete curb at the front of the cow here as well. And somebody knocked this stick out, but there's going to be a 6-inch curb here. That was just a visual for me. And then her food will kind of lay probably about that far. I mean, she'll probably kick it out farther, but that'll give us enough room to walk in front of her yet as well. And we got to install water balls and stuff. So this concrete curb I want to pour first. That concrete gutter I want to pour first. And then later on, we're going to pour a pad here and a pad there. But that's not going to be very much concrete. Okay, so and to make it worthwhile for the truck driver, I would like to pour this floor here at the same time. So we'll get this milk house floor all the way done, and we will get these curbs done. And then the next time he comes, we can do that walkway, this walkway, this one here where I'm standing, as well as the bathroom. That's kind of what we're aiming for. Plans change around here lots and pretty fast, so we'll do what we can. We'll try to figure it out, and I also cannot get a concrete truck in here for quite a while. We've had 3 days of rain. It's a wet mess. Concrete truck would sink in bad. So we're gonna need a good week or two of dry weather before I can get that done. I really want to get it done so that we can get at least 3 cows in here before winter, and we'll also have some room for calves here then, and we can start milking. For ourselves, of course, we use a lot of butter, especially now. Especially with the girls baking, they use a lot of butter for the cookies, so it costs us even more money. And if we can eliminate, that cost, we might not be making more, but we'll be saving money. There's, again, 2 ways to increase your profits: either spend less or make more. And right now, we might not be able to make more, but we could spend less, hopefully. So get started on laying that out. Boys are just about done their chores. Long term, if things go well with this part of the barn, long term we want to extend this idea out all the way to the end, and continue to also milk over here. And then I'm already coming up with some ideas to possibly build an addition, but I mean, they're talking many years from now, possibly build out this side if we get busy enough, then we'll have more room. This design that I have here works good for the cows. There's actually nowhere for calves. Right now the pen with the calves is on the other side of the wall, but it would be nice to have something for that as well. So who knows, maybe I'll end up doing here. This was going to be an open pen where they could eat through. That's why I originally designed this with the overhang, and they would be able to stick there. We'd build like a gate here, head gate. They'd be able to stick their heads through and eat, and then be able to run around outside. And so we might still do that, and then we'd have a pen here for calves. I also thought I could store hay here for the winter. I don't know. We're kind of liquid that way. We can kind of, you know, we're not stuck. It doesn't have to be a specific way. We can kind of move around, and ideas change. Sometimes the new ones are presented and we're like, hey, that's a really good idea. And then we go and do that instead. Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day. We've got post order for the fencing. I was just supposed to drive out my lane to meet the guy, but there he is. He's actually coming in already. Western style truck. The boys will be happy with that. All the trucks here have flat noses. They miss these big rigs from out west. So it looks like he's doing okay. And I will back up to the yard and get him unloaded. What a change from a year ago. Slightly over a year ago, I got the first posts delivered, and they came in a dump truck, and we couldn't get them on the land because it was too wet, so we dumped them all off the edge of the village. Met some neighbors as they helped us unload them. It was quite a job. Then the truck got stuck. A lot of work has happened since then. A lot of progress has been made. Well, we could actually get a truck right here on the land now, and I can unload them in the yard. Let's hope he doesn't make it, or doesn't get stuck, is all my concern is. Not too bad. We've had a lot of rain here. So these are 6 meters long. I got to cut them in half. They were going to ship more 3 meters, but I guess they must have found some 6s. I don't know. This is good. We'll cut them in half. And then some of them I need long, at least one for the laundry line. I don't have any extra hands to hold the camera while I do this, but it's a bit of a pain because the 6s and the 3s are stacked together here. So as I picked up some 6s, some 3s fall down. That stack there, I think, is all 6s. Should be a little easier. We'll work our way through. Nobody's in a rush, I don't think. We'll get her done. right, we got the posts unloaded, trucks unloaded, and yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are still stuck at 198,000, and we can't get to the 200. We've been trying for 9 months, so if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified of new videos, and check the description down below for other great content. God bless you. Catch you in the next one.
As the leaves change color, I dive in.